I'm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as you mentioned, Gayle, where this pop-up tent city behind me has filled up with hundreds of people who, like the rest of us, probably spend much of our time looking down at screens. But today is going to be different, and not just here. 99% of the continental U.S. will see at least a partial solar eclipse this afternoon. And for more than 30 million people, they live in the path of totality. That's when the moon's shadow is going to turn day into an eerie kind of night. Totality, as they call it, will last at least 3 minutes. That is enough time to listen to a good chunk of Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler, which you bet that's going to be trending today. But this is an event, guys, that really used to terrify people, but now it's mostly a source of inspiration. And that is a big part of our coverage today, this rare moment of communal wonder. They're arriving by the millions.
This is going to be fun.
Inside that 100-mile-wide path from Texas all the way to the Northeast, where for a few mind-blowing minutes later today, the moon will block out the sun and cast a shadow across America.
Here it comes!
If you thought it was a big event the last time, back in 2017, well, this eclipse is passing over nearly 3 times as many people. Good morning. And no viewing site will be larger than the Motor Speedway in Indianapolis. Up to 50,000 people expected, many even camping out for an experience that's described as
an amazing sky show that unfortunately is difficult to describe.
Paul Messerschmidt and his brother John are here for their 12th total eclipse between them.
It's an opportunity to kind of share a communal event and maybe have a few moments of peace and tranquility.
And after more than a half-century of chasing, it's now a family-wide event. Though no one can match the brothers' passion, not even John's wife, Christine. You've heard all this before from these guys. But what is it that brings people out the first time? For Yvonne Reed, it's partly the way her friend Donna Witzel described her 2017 totality experience.
Chills, you know, when the total happens, it's just like the whole world changes.
For Andy Verstig, the hope is his dogs might wear eclipse glasses when the time comes.
We're going to try to see if they'll look at it. I don't know. Getting dogs to look up is tough.
All right, Dan, are you ready?
No glasses, though, for Talisha Cabral's dog, Xander. She doubts he'll look up anyway. But she is bracing for that moment of totality.
It'll be cool. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Is this your car? We spotted these folks because of the alien and solar eclipse or bust painted on their car.
It's a natural occurrence. You can't make it happen. You can only wait for it to happen.
For everyone here, in one way or another, it's about family and friends and community. Something so much larger than any of us, or even all of us.
At the core of it, it's an astronomical event, but there's a kind of a sociological side, there's a psychological side. Are you in awe? Are you in wonder? Do you think I'm really small and insignificant? Or does this motivate you to do something more with your life?
For the record, dogs do not need eclipse glasses because we are the only animals stupid or smart enough to be looking up at the sun. But almost everyone who does feel something during totality. And what a lot of people are feeling right now in America is worry about the cloud cover. So let's go to Lonnie Quinn from CBS New York, who's in upstate New York, Wilmington. Lonnie, the hour is almost upon us. Good morning. How's it looking?
Well, you know what? For some people, it's looking great. And for other people, it's not looking good at all. There are folks called Umbraphiles who chase totality all over the world, Tony, and they've made reservations a year or more in advance. Well, it comes down to what the weather's going to serve up, because nothing hurts totality more than cloud cover. Let me show you what's going on dynamically, because simply put, you've got a low pressure system around Texas giving really, really bad volatile weather. You have a high pressure system off the East Coast giving really, really great weather. So the best weather of all is going to be in northern Maine. Enjoy it. Then you get to Buffalo. Buffalo, your numbers have been going higher and higher and higher, and I'm talking cloud cover percentage. As of right now, it looks like 85% cloud cover. I think you may just be socked in Buffalo. For Indianapolis, where you are, Tony, your number has bumped up a bit. You were running about 20%. Now it's 35%. I think you'll have that milky, sort of high, thin cloud cover. So you'll see some semblance of totality. For Dallas and Austin, it's a tough go there. San Antonio, some of the worst weather of all the way up to places like Little Rock. Real bad. I mean, you've got lots of cloud cover, but look at the severe weather risk. Like I said, Dallas, San Antonio, Little Rock, not just severe, you could have twists in the atmosphere. Tornadoes are a risk out there today. But again, it's all about where the best viewing is. If you could get to Maine, get there right now. We were supposed to be in Rochester, changed our plans, and here we are at Lake Placid. So, guys, let's go back to you. Oh, you're not even in the studio today. We're all out somewhere.
No. We're all on an adventure, Lonnie. It looks cold where you are, but it looks gorgeous as well. Thank you very much, and I like that report on Indianapolis. Things are looking better. Texas, meanwhile, is where we're going to go next. That's set to be the first state to experience today's eclipse, and it's where Americans have a shot at the longest period of darkness, more than 4 minutes. But the weather there may not cooperate, as you just heard Lonnie mention. Janet Shamlian is in the small city of Kerrville, Texas. That's near San Antonio. Kerrville has been planning for this for years. People have driven in for hours. Janet, good morning. Gosh, how are they feeling? What's the mood there this morning?
Yeah, Tony, good morning to you. There is concern about the weather here, and truth be told, I felt sprinkles a few minutes ago, but the consensus here is stay optimistic. Here in Kerrville, they're asking people to arrive at least 3 hours early by 10 o'clock local time because of the crowds expected here. And let me give you a look at the San Antonio airport over the past couple of days. Boy, the planes have been packed there. We've been seeing people come in, groups, families from all over the country. Kerrville is hosting a festival here. This is one of 3 places that they are going to be broadcasting live. NASA's broadcasting live. They've got food trucks, they've got music, and of course, all the small towns in the Texas Hill Country are hoping to take advantage, get a little piece of the tourist pie. Wineries in Fredericksburg are holding viewing parties, and we visited a glass factory where you could actually make an eclipse-inspired paperweight. So yeah, everybody's trying to get in on this. And for those concerned about the weather, we did happen to run into our friend Stephanie Abrams from the Weather Channel. She's also broadcasting from this area. She told me she saw an eclipse in 1999. It was completely cloudy until 5 minutes before totality. The clouds parted. She was able to see it perfectly. So there is hope. As for today, in this area, in Texas, Tony, they're asking people to pack their patience because there's just going to be a lot of traffic on the roads.
There is always hope, though. The heavens may cooperate. Janet, thank you very much, even if traffic does not. Speaking of a chance for a break in the clouds, let's go to Cleveland now, because by the time totality hits there around 3:13 Eastern time, to be specific, our Dave Malkoff may be able to see that total solar eclipse. Dave, good morning to you. This is fun for everybody, but scientists in particular, I understand, are also planning a bit of an experiment there. What do you know?
Good morning, Tony. This isn't just a place where you can get a funnel cake and look at the sky. This is what amounts to a huge NASA-sanctioned science experiment right in the heart of Cleveland. I grew up here in what is now called the NASA Glenn Research Center and the Visitor Center. It is now over here. The Visitor Center has moved to the Science Center, and over the weekend, we have all these tents that have come out. It is now a big solar festival with all sorts of experiments out here. NASA is launching high-altitude aircraft with better camera than they had back in 2017. They're also launching 3 rockets up into the ionosphere so they can see the corona of the sun as the moon crosses over and blocks it out. And that is what we hope to see right here for almost 4 minutes right here in Cleveland, Tony.
Very cool, Dave. Thank you very much. We will, of course, have live coverage of today's total eclipse beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on CBS, and streaming on Paramount+.